Liberating education. Free to be the best I can be.
Gospel spirituality. Talk the talk, walk the walk.
Inclusive community. I am because we are.
Justice and solidarity. One person can make a difference.
We gather today at home as a Terrace family to celebrate the feast day of Blessed Edmund Rice, the person who made a real difference with providing hope to young men over 200 years ago, who founded the Christian Brothers, who inspired the establishment of Catholic schools across the world, whose tradition we have carried as a Terrace community for 144 years. Edmund Rice was in many ways like you and me. He was a person who celebrated the joys of life and a person who endured the struggles of life. Edmund Rice was a man who turned to the example of Jesus in all that he did. As a member of the Terrace family and as a member of the global Edmund Rice family, we are on a journey to wisdom. As we walk humbly serving others, becoming the best we can be, may we enact the same wisdom as Edmund Rice prayed for, to live Jesus in our hearts forever.
What does Edmund Rice mean to me? He's the compass point for my actual life. He's someone who saw the dignity of every single honest person. He was particularly fired up when he saw young people trapped in all sorts of poverty. Jesus was his model, and like this Jesus guy, he tried to look at people the way Jesus looked, listen the way Jesus listened, walk to people who were in actual need. Pretty good bloke, can't do much better in these particular times than follow a guy such as Edmund.
The Terrace motto is in Latin, Servire Deo Sapere, which means to serve God is to be wise, or, another translation, the service of God is true wisdom. Edmund lived that motto. He served God, especially in what he did for others, and showed great wisdom, knowledge, and humility in what he did. He didn't set out to do great things. He did what he believed he should be doing and just kept living that way. And so his life is a blessing for so many people, including us. And I see his example as an invitation to each of us to do the same, to do what we believe we should do. This is our life's task, to do day by day, moment by moment, just as Edmund did.
Across my teaching career, I've been lucky enough to work at a range of Edmund Rice schools. For me, it means I'm a part of something special, something that's bigger than myself or even Terrace, that I'm a part of a global community that works to live out the mission of Edmund Rice. In our context here at Terrace, for me, it's about educating young men holistically to understand the world in which they live and their place within it, so that they can work towards advocacy for those who are at the margins.
Being a teacher at Edmund Rice School is about working on the heart stuff as well as the head stuff. So the idea would be creating great young men who are clever but know about doing the right thing in the world and contributing and giving back.
To be a teacher in an Edmund Rice School is a privilege. We have the opportunity every day to help the young men in our care realise the best in themselves and the best in others, helping them to become young people who go on to make a difference in the world as genuine servant leaders.
It means a lot of things to be a member of the Edmund Rice community. For me, perhaps the most important thing is the message of inclusive community. Inviting and accepting everyone, treating them fairly, just as a simple way of giving back.
Being a member of an Edmund Rice community means that you're a person of strong faith and Christian values, especially holding high the four touchstones of liberating education, gospel spirituality, inclusive community, and justice and solidarity.
To me, being in an Edmund Rice community means doing the same thing that Edmund Rice did, just in different circumstances. It means being on the lookout for injustices, believing in your own ability to do something about those injustices, and then having the courage to follow that through. And also doing all of that on a daily basis.
People of an Edmund Rice community strive to uphold moral Christian values and promote the four touchstones of Edmund Rice education. Liberating education, gospel spirituality, inclusive community, and justice and solidarity.
It's someone who's willing to get out of bed early to go and serve breakfast at Eddie's Van, and I think it's someone who even just goes out of their way to make someone else's day just that little bit better. But most importantly, it's someone who's willing to champion the beliefs and the values of Edmund Rice and his life.
We believe the God fire burning in our hearts can transform both ourselves and our world. We believe we are called by God to a deep relationship with our Creator, the lover of all creation, as brothers and sisters. We believe we are called to be good news people. We believe we are called to be stewards of creation. We believe we are called to keep our hearts and minds open and attentive to God's will. We believe we are all called to witness the prophetic actions to our option to the poor, the oppressed, and the people at the margins. We believe we are called to immerse ourselves in the culture in which we live and work. We believe in our community, which is prayerful, inclusive, and welcoming. We believe our international movement is a witness to search for global unity. We believe it is in facing our own fragility that we can accompany others in theirs.
We hear the call to live justly,
love tenderly, and to walk humbly with our God.
In the spirit of Blessed Edmund Rice, which is so evident in our place today, we as the Terrace family commit to continue our mission, to share the Blessed Edmund story, to enact his vision, and to support those who are inspired by his actions. As a Catholic school in the Edmund Rice tradition, may we, as the Terrace family, continue to commit to the legacy of Blessed Edmund Rice by providing liberating education with the gospel spirituality in an inclusive community committed to justice and solidarity. I pray that we continue to live Jesus in our hearts forever.